There comes a moment in every life when hesitation becomes the thief of destiny. A moment where the silence of indecision whispers louder than the roar of opportunity. And in that silence, futures are lost. Not because we lacked talent. Not because we lacked intelligence. But because we delayed. Because we convinced ourselves that tomorrow would be the day, when in truth, tomorrow is the graveyard of broken dreams. The greatest tragedy is not failure. The greatest tragedy is wasted potential. It is watching the clock tick, knowing that you were capable of more, but you never demanded it of yourself. You never decided. You never committed. You let the years slip through your fingers like sand, until all that was left was regret. And regret is heavier than any burden life could ever place upon your shoulders. History is filled with men and women who made their decision in the furnace of the present. Thomas Edison did not wait for the perfect moment to light the world. He failed 10,000 times, but every failure was a decision to rise again. Henry Ford did not wait for the approval of the skeptics before he built the machine that carried civilization forward. Walt Disney did not wait for the money before he dreamed, and because he dreamed, the money came. They decided. They committed. They endured. And because of that, their names echo through eternity. But for every Edison, for every Ford, for every Disney, there are millions who never chose. Millions who looked at their vision and said, someday. Millions who buried their ambition beneath comfort, distraction, and doubt. They convinced themselves that opportunity would knock twice. But opportunity is like the sunrise, miss it, and it is gone. You cannot afford to gamble with time, because time is not your possession. Time is a loan, and the debt collector is merciless. Decide today. Decide that your future is not negotiable. Decide that excuses are the language of mediocrity, and you were not born for mediocrity. You were born for greatness. You were born to stretch, to build, to create, to overcome. But none of that will happen by accident. Nothing great has ever been built by hesitation. The pyramids did not rise because men hesitated. Nations were not forged by men who waited for the perfect moment. Every empire, every invention, every revolution began with a decision. So let me ask you, what are you waiting for? Permission? Approval? A guarantee of success? You will not find it. Life does not hand out guarantees, it hands out opportunities disguised as challenges. And those who seize them, those who decide in the moment, they are the ones who taste the sweetness of victory. The danger of waiting is subtle. One day turns into 1 week. 1 week into 1 month. 1 month into 1 year. And suddenly, you look back at a decade gone, wondering where it went, wondering why you feel the weight of emptiness pressing down on your soul. That is regret. Regret does not scream. It whispers. It whispers when you see someone living the life you once dreamed about. It whispers when you sit alone, replaying the choices you didn't make. It whispers when you realize the cost of hesitation. Do not let that whisper haunt you. Decide today. Burn the ships of indecision. Burn the bridges that lead back to average. Plant your feet firmly in the soil of commitment and declare to yourself, this is the day my life changes. This is the day I refuse to postpone my greatness. This is the day I choose discipline over excuses, courage over fear, action over hesitation. The world bends to those who decide. It yields to those who step forward with conviction. History does not remember the hesitant. It remembers the bold. It remembers those who risked failure, who dared to leap, who made the choice to act when others froze. And if you want to be remembered, if you want to leave behind more than a paycheck and a gravestone, you must decide today. Because tomorrow is not promised. Tomorrow is the lie we tell ourselves to avoid the discomfort of action. Tomorrow is the story we invent to soothe our fears. Tomorrow is where dreams go to die. But today is alive. Today is burning. Today is all you have. Decide today, or regret forever.